Hello, Deep Mindfulness Collective. This right here, right now. This is the joy of being live stream, coming to you live from Brooklyn, New York. Folks, very nice to be here with you. Very happy to be able to share this time with you. Hello, Muse Dave. Nice to see you. If you're watching this on... Oh, hello. Have you changed your schedule for stream? Happy to be here. No, schedule is the same. I wasn't able to be here on Monday. I don't know if that's what you mean, but I wasn't able to be here on Monday, and our assistant is in India. And so they thought the time hadn't changed. The time had changed, so they had to switch it, do a switcheroo. So it started wrong time, right time. Anyway, the point of it all is our schedule is the same, but we have to keep in track. You have to keep in mind that the times change, and those change differently all over the world. So always, if you ever want to know the exact time, check out the New York City time, which is 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And what else? If anyone's watching this on playback, because right now we're just starting up here, people are popping in. Amuse Dave, who's here with us on the stream now, has helped us with a new video. Excited about that. It's going to be coming out soon. Little interview teaser, short little fellow, about 2 minutes long. And so we're going to be going from there. Folks, as you begin to roll in, I want to hear from all of you, and Muse Dave as well. Where are you at? What are you grateful for? I am in Brooklyn. I'm grateful that my puppy is so very smart and easy to train. Oh boy, is the puppy easy to train. I tried a new trick. The dog did the trick, better trick than I had in mind. Immediately. I was trying to get the dog to just jump up. Like, I just want to, on command, jump up. The dog, on its own, jumped up hit my chest, and then did a 180 and bounced back and landed on his feet. I was very impressed. I'm calling that trick parkour. So the dog's new command for that trick is parkour. But we'll see. Often what happens is they can do the trick totally, and then it devolves and they can't remember how they did the trick, so you have to teach it piece by piece. But she can do the trick, so it makes me start to think the dog is a little trickier than I thought. Nick says here, just Andy says here in NYC, grateful for having an opportunity to meditate. Me too. So folks, originally I titled this today's stream something about the cosmos, sort of looking at the cosmic nature of our being, our existence. But we're switching that up because I was doing that because I had to. Of course I wanted to also, but I was doing that because I needed that recording because I didn't have it, and a student had asked for that guided meditation. I didn't have it, so I was like, uh-oh. But then as I was starting the stream, I realized I do have it. I have that recording perfectly. So the point of it is that today we're going to do something different, a meditation that I don't have, meaning it has not been done as far as I know. And we're going to be looking at two ways. We've done something like this before, but we haven't done it in a while, and I'm not really clear exactly on how I want to do it. So I'm trying to work out this new way of guiding. So today what we're going to do is look at the fiber of our sensing experience. We're going to be doing a two meditations. One is going to be a sort of this, not this meditation, and one is going to be a whole part meditation looking at our sense experiences. And we're just going to be experimenting, having a little fun. So it's going to be about sensory clarity. And yeah, that's where we're at. So folks, we're going to meditate for 25 minutes. I'm going to encourage you to be entirely still for the entire time, and then we'll go from there. Let's see here, let me little editorial adjustment. And anyone else coming in, let us know where you're at, what are you grateful for, and any questions. Now, next stream is Friday, and that means it's Freaky Friday, so we're going to go through any questions, or we always go through questions. We're going to go through any requests you have. Let me double check the Discord to see if we have let's see if we have questions in the Discord. No, I'm not seeing any questions from anyone. Questions for stream. Stream announcements, no. Nope. Okay. Great. Okay. Perfect. So then the point of it all is that is a cool trick. I'm excited. I'm excited to show you guys. The only trick that I have right now on video is where we were showing the cat. We're showing the dog how to. I had a friend over and they were holding it like a baby. I'm trying to hold my arms up because it's like holding it like a baby, and training it to look at me and then look at our friend, so that make eye contact with me and then make eye contact with my friend. Say, look at me, look at our friend. And I was very impressed by that. But so folks, we're going to sit for 25 minutes. I'm going to encourage you to be entirely still, keep the body motionless if at all possible, and we will go from there. New videos coming soon. We have one that's coming that Amuse Dave helped with, and another one that's coming, very excited about, all equally as excited about, that's about emptiness and deconstructing panic attacks. We're going to try to start having videos flowing regularly. More videos coming soon. So we'll go from there. Actually, let me ask my editor if they're ready for their next project. And also, Muse Dave is helping out. So, which I didn't know. You know this because you are yourself. Muse Dave has editing skills, which is like, holy shit, that's like our number one top needed thing in this world right now. In my world. Let's see. Okay, great. So folks, let us get ready to meditate. Finding a nice comfortable position that you can maintain for the duration of the sit. We will begin any moment now. And is there anything else? Nope. Finding some nice still position. And when you're ready, I crank myself up so I can get real whispery here. When you're ready, we will begin. Okay. As we begin the meditation, knowing that you can practice with the eyes open or closed. If you'd like to practice with the eyes open, just let them rest on a single point. This can be a helpful way to learn to bring the practice into every aspect of our life. Or if you'd like to practice with the eyes closed, allowing them to close now. Beginning by taking a few comfortable deep breaths and just feeling the body rise and fall. In each moment we are subject to the momentum of all of the previous moments. The traditional term for this is karma. The momentum of previous moments playing out in this moment. But of course, we don't know all of the things that led to this moment, but we do know the result of all of those things, and it is this moment. So physically relaxing the body. Relaxing the head and neck, in the shoulders and arms. Relaxing the hands. And letting go of any attempt to control the breath, letting the body breathe as it will. Noticing the natural tightening and relaxing of the upper back, upper chest as the breath comes and goes. Relaxing the belly and the lower back. Relaxing the hips and the upper legs. The knees and calves. And relaxing the feet. We're going to begin with a practice where we allow the mind on its own to zoom into certain sensations. We're going to begin with body sensations. And anytime we notice any body sensations in the mind, we're simply going to say the word feel. So it's a little bit like a video game. If you suddenly feel the sensations of the left hand, in the mind, you simply say feel. If you feel the sensations of the torso, you say feel. Any physical sensations, including emotion, in the mind, you simply tag it with the word feel. So in the mind, it might sound something like feel, 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 feel. It's okay to label 20 sensations that arise right near each other as one feel. It's okay to generalize that way. It's okay to be late. It's okay to guess. It's okay to be wrong. The goal is not to go fast. The goal is to go deep. So when you detect that sensation, really soak in. Let it be original. Each time you use that word, feel. Let it be very precise. You mean precisely this sensation in this moment. You're not just wandering along. Feel, 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 feel. That's, in a sense, disrespectful to the incredible depth of these sensations. Soak in with your entire being. Feel. Feel. course, distractions arise. The goal is to stay with a connected, continuous relationship to feel, even between labels in the mind. So if something pulls us completely out of the meditation, fully distracts us, we can label that not feel. So our world has become incredibly simple. Our world has been divided into feel and not feel. The challenge of this game is its simplicity. Can we soak into the simplicity of a world divided into the object of meditation, any touch, sensation, including emotion, and everything else? Remembering that everything else points back. Everything else is not feel. So by the time we get to that second word in our 2-word label, our label for distraction, we are back in contact with feel. We might notice respiration, body breathing. The belly and chest expanding and contracting, this lifting the rib cage and shoulders, subsequently subtly lifting the neck and head. The shoulders lifting means the arms are moving slightly, feeling that tug all the way down to the wrists and the hands. And perhaps even all the way down to the feet. We might feel circulation, the heart pumping blood throughout the whole body. This is more subtle. But often in places where our veins or arteries are closer to the surface, we can feel this movement. The heart itself, the inside of the elbows, the wrists. pulsing in the neck, behind the knees, inside of the thigh. We may notice circulation. Or perhaps digestion usually experiences a variety of pressures. The taste in the mouth, the pressure of material swallowed in the throat. The movement and processing in the abdomen. We may notice gravity, the heavy force pulling all throughout the body. This is the same force that we would feel if we were carrying something heavy running upstairs, pulling downwards on the body. With each in-breath, the body pulls against gravity. With each out-breath, the body succumbs just slightly. The pressure where the hands rest, where the body rests, where the feet rest. We may notice temperature. Place in the body that is covered with fabric next to a place in the body that is not. This is often an easy place to detect temperature. We can detect efforting to hold the posture. As little effort as possible, but still some subtle effort to balance the body. We might detect aches or pains in the body. We might also detect other sensations aside from these. Often the other sensations are emotions, not always. Some emotions are light and effervescent on the surface of the body. They feel almost like temperature, or as though they're a kind of effervescent energy. Some emotions feel dense, contracted, often felt deeper in the body, in the chest, belly, throat. Older emotions somatically held. So making a shift, taking in all of these sensations, all body sensations together. No longer dividing, but collecting, gathering. sensation. And letting that itself mix with all sensation, including outside of the body, seeing, hearing. Taking in all experience as one collective. This is what we might call the whole, totality, or open awareness. And what I'd like you to do is to allow the sensations of the body to simply be felt everywhere. This might seem like a strange request, but without trying to push sensations or try to understand what I mean, feel the body and have awareness open. Merge with the sensations of the body and merge with this space of awareness. When we merge with the sensations of the body, we can call this whole. When the sensations have spread out, when we experience them all over, the mental label can be whole. If we suddenly once again come into a solid experience of a body, we can call that part. It's not a problem, it's just the mind organizing data in the shape of a body. If this is difficult or it feels like the mind is jumping from one thing to another, back and forth, this is because we're trying to use attention, the laser point of the mind, rather than awareness, the open lantern that shines in all directions. Know the sensations of the body deeply and let the lantern of awareness shine everywhere. Let it merge with all spaces. Don't try to maintain the sense of an edge of a body. Just let the sensation participate. Those sensations can be spacious, known all throughout awareness. Call that whole. If we suddenly have a localized body again, we'll call that part. Not a problem. Just part of a whole. We find that we're pulled into the body. There is no sense of a connection. We can ask If this body's the center of gravity now, the mind is so pulled into this part. What is the outer edge of gravity? What is it pulling from? What is the body separate from? And this will often show the mind the way back to the whole. Often there can be a sense of part of us that's afraid to let go into the whole, or that wants the experience to stay solid. This can often be experienced as a self or a viewer. That's fine. No need to push past that, just letting that part be separate and showing it that it is part within a whole. A compassionate, welcoming totality. If the eyes are not already open, allowing them to open, and letting them rest on a single point, staying with the practice, staying in stillness, letting the spaciousness of seeing and the spaciousness of awareness merge. Letting these merge with the spaciousness of the body. In this way, letting this particular moment be the great teacher that shows us how we might bring this practice into every aspect of our life. So allow yourself to stretch, to adjust, anything you need to allow the body to be comfy. And then we will go from there. Okay, folks. Now it's time to use that digital technology and type in the chat what happened, what that was like, and what you're like now. It's my favorite pith instruction on how to give a meditation report. What it was like, what happened, and what do you like now? Not forgetting that we don't have to actually abandon the meditation in any way. We can actually just keep practicing. I'm going to open up the Discord, and that way we can chat if you want to chat. Often easier to do that than try to use our typing tools. We can use our mouth tool. Okay, I'm popping in a Muse Dave here. Muse Dave, what was that like? What happened? What are you like now?
Hello, thank you.
Hello. Coming in loud.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
This meditation for me was very similar with this or not this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's the same. Basically, what I'm doing now is trying to figure out a way to incorporate that technique and then teach very specific parts of our experience, rather than just like the sensations of the hands or the sensations of the breath, to teach like more specific insights based on that structure of this, not this, or whole part. And so I'm going to go. You'll see. I'm going to start going through a whole series of insights based on either using this, not this, or whole part, and we're going to deconstruct and reconstruct our whole world. Yeah. So what happened in your experience?
I really liked the part where you talked about all sensations, and I didn't know I could be aware of them, like the heart pumping.
Mm-hmm.
I hear inside.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of sensations, so it was interesting.
Nice. So folks know the Discord link is now in the chat. If you want to pop in and chat, you can, voice style. And then, great. So when we kind of went through sort of systematically, and just so you know, you can take the meditation and if you really want to amp up sensory clarity, you can spend time with just one of them or spend 10 minutes with each one. We went through respiration, circulation, digestion, gravity, temperature, and efforting to hold the body or aches or pains. Those are all of the non-emotional body sensations, and we'll get into soon about how to look for emotional body sensations, but that's maybe in the next class, and it's super powerful. Taking time to really get clear on the senses, because many traditions, you just focus on one sensation and then you leave it there. But by unpacking all this stuff, reality just becomes extremely rich. So that's our starting point here.
Yeah, I kind of noticed when I did different techniques, my experience started to be more interesting.
Great, excellent. That's the whole goal, is to have it be as interesting as possible. Nice.
Yeah. Also, what do you mean by when I practice each technique, they start to multiply on each other and eventually start to merge?
Yeah. So what I mean is that I think there's two different things. One is that they start to one starts to build off the momentum of the previous one. So if you have really good clarity around, let's say, all of your body sensations like we did today, when we move into emotion as a body sensation, you're going to have this level of clarity that is going to be higher. Your clarity is going way up. So then when you start to look for emotion, at first it's very subtle, but you'll already know from experience that clarity can be very high. So it'll push the system, it'll sort of multiply the insight very quickly. Then when you take that and we move on to listen to sound, for instance, we use a sound meditation. At first you'll think, okay, well, I can hear sounds, but then remember, wait, I've got huge clarity in my body. Maybe that clarity is possible here. Where is it? And you start to see, oh, this is how you find it in sound. So they start to multiply because the insights from one start to bleed over into another sense experience. That's one way that they multiply. And then when I talk about that they tend to merge, is that once, and I can actually show you this right now. So in the practice that we did at the end, were you able to detect the body sensations everywhere, as though they were sort of like smeared across your whole experience, or were they still sort of localized in a body?
Yeah, I was able to be aware of most body sensations.
So I'm asking a slightly different question. And it's not like there's nothing wrong if that's the case. It's what you experience is the most important thing. So there is an experience that one can have where the sensations of the body are actually not localized in the body anymore. They're everywhere. Like they're out in space. There's no center anymore. The sensations it's as though you took all the sensations and sort of like blew them into like all the stardust of experiencing, and they're sort of everywhere. Was that available, or was that not so much?
I think it is available for me when I become aware at sites at the same time.
Become aware? Say it again. At what?
At sites.
Sites, seeing at the same time. Yeah, exactly. So if you include everything, and then also sort of merge with the sensations of the body, they'll tend and do it. You can do it now. It's probably better than not. So I'm going to show you something now, which is something I learned when I was in Burma, which I like a lot. I'm going to show you a technique to get to awareness, and this is what I mean by at some point after they all sort of start to multiply in each other, everything can become the same, everything can merge. So I'm going to ask you a non-trick question. I use this in a lot. This is a very, very powerful, helpful technique, I find. So right now, can you tell that you're seeing? I'll make it easy. Yeah, right? Pretty easy, right? You're seeing. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay, easy. Right now, can you tell that you're hearing?
Yes.
Yeah, easy. Right now, can you tell that you're feeling that you have a physical body?
Yes.
Yeah. So in each one of those are different sensations. We know that seeing, hearing, and feeling are different sensations. So the first part is we're getting really clear on each of those different sensations. But each time you went through those three just now, something was the same, and that was the part that knew. Yes, I know that this is happening. Okay, I know that this is happening. I know that knowing is awareness. That knowing that cuts across everything is awareness. And so you can detect that now if you open up yourself spaciously to all sensing. It doesn't matter what's in that sensing. It's almost like a space that knows, a Gnostic space. And that's what was referred to in awareness. That's what, all these folks, Chiladasa, etc., are referring to as awareness. Does that clarify at all?
Yeah, it does clarify.
Yeah, good. And I'm curious because I know that you've done TMI in the past. Is that right?
TMI?
No, okay.
What's that, sorry?
No, don't worry. I thought for some reason you had done it's a certain technique, and I was curious. It doesn't matter. It's a different. I don't teach that technique, but I thought you had done that. It's a Chiladasa technique, so that's fine. I just had a different question, but that's great.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah.
I would be interesting to hear about it in the future. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I did their training once, and I take little bits and pieces, and anyone who's done that technique can notice what I'm doing in relationship to it. But if you haven't done it, don't worry your mind with it, because it's not that. I don't teach it because it's not my thing. Awesome. Well, thank you, man. Great to hear from you. Thank you for your questions.
Yeah, thank you a lot as well for you.
Absolutely, happy to help. Okay, so let's get into some written reports here. Nate says, I missed the first 20 minutes, so I have no comment, but always good to hear your voice. Good to hear you, Nate, as well. Here we have 2 messages from Just Andy.
Overall, felt very tranquil by the end. In the beginning, I was just observing the in and out breath.
Mm-hmm.
I get an ASMR feeling and notice the inhale is a chilly wave that spreads throughout the body from the chest to the head.
Mm-hmm.
Then on the exhale is an emptying feeling in the warmth covering the body. I was
Great.
aware of the pressure of my hands, feet, and sit bone.
Great clarity.
As we moved on to feeling the body as a whole, that's when I became very tranquil and just noticed the in and out wave as I was breathing.
Great. So great clarity. I just want to say, in this report, I think someone might hear this and think, well, this is the boring stuff. This is the stuff you don't talk about. But from a meditation teacher's perspective, this is the meat and potatoes, or this is the flesh and bones. This is how I navigate and help people. It's like, okay, tell me what's happening in your experience. So great clarity. Really appreciate the sort of matter of fact. This is what happened. Very, very helpful. If anyone's watching and you want to help your meditation teacher out, give them clear report instructions like these, or reports like these.
Your practice is a lot easier for me. I've been trying out Tranquil Wisdom Insight Meditation, which uses loving kindness as an object, and it's a bit more difficult because they use Tranquil Awareness jhana as levels, and I find myself thinking like, what level am I on, and etc., and it's distracting. Also, holding that loving kindness object is a bit difficult for me.
Yeah, so the way I teach loving kindness this is also something else I learned in Burma, in Myanmar, was instead of it being something where I'm like, there's a person that I'm like, okay, I love you, or maybe peaceful, or maybe my acronym I remembered it as when I first started doing this was SHE, SHHE, safe, healthy, happy, live easily. Instead of saying those phrases or whatever it is that I'm doing and holding this person, I do something different, which is open awareness. And this is from what I understand, this is what the monks tell me. This is what Mahasi actually taught, which is awareness opens and you're taking in everything as a large field. Now, first you might start off with one thing, but you're eventually taking in everything. So right now, if you can take in everything in all directions, and anyone who's doing this for the first time, just remember, you're not taking in one thing and then another thing and another thing, because that's impossible. The mind can actually only hold one thing at once. You're taking in all things, one big fat category. So if you open awareness and you start to effectively hold that awareness as though, well, recognize actually that one of the qualities of that awareness is that it's very welcoming, it's open. It doesn't need me to be different. It doesn't need whatever comes in contact with it to be different. This is a kind of extreme open kindness, a gentleness, just like a kind of home, and start to realize the kind nature of awareness. It's so kind. It's as though that phrase, may you be peaceful, that was the phrase that we used in Burma. May you be peaceful. That wish for, to a harmless being, that they be safe and healthy and happy, all summarized in that one phrase, may you be peaceful. It's as though that were sort of echoing throughout or coming from everywhere. So that the phrase itself is sort of secondary than the vibe, that feel of, may you be peaceful. It's as though the system itself were wishing that, awareness itself were wishing that. So that's what I refer to as kind awareness. The recognition that there is a kind of deep, innate kindness in awareness, and just staying with that. That's much easier to hold. It's harder to notice, but once you sort of land on that, you're like, of course, it's sort of there all the time. And it can be a kind of, whatever. I don't know what religion or background you want to come from. You can call it a kind of God, or a kind of, true being, or true self, or just emptiness, if you want to call it that. But that spacious, kind awareness is something I come to rely on really, really, really heavily. It's something I use for myself and for students constantly. So I recommend learning it, connecting with it, and it's much more durable. If you're imagining, my experience is that a lot of the Western translation of the heart practices, you're imagining this thing and you're like, I love you, or whatever you're saying to this person or being or whatever it is. And as soon as you stop, it goes away. Right now, I have made no effort to generate or could reconnect with that kind awareness, but it still feels like it's present. It still feels like it's sort of a wave, just like coming across my experience. That's one of the things, is the awareness, the mind state itself, the filter of awareness is, that filter of awareness is, what am I saying out loud? I'm fully like merging in this weird way. That filter of awareness is much more durable because it's like a filter of our reality. So it's a powerful tool. Okay. Anyone else want to chit chat like kitty cats, ask questions, anything like that? Yes, awareness is naturally harmless and kind, and it also knows the harmlessness in me. It knows. And I actually have a meditation. I don't know what I call it, but I'm sure I have it somewhere in the archive. It might be just called Merging with Kind Awareness. And it's basically, or actually, let me look it up so I can actually just give you the link instead of just having you hunt and peck forever. Where's my spreadsheet? What would I search for? Is it Merging? Let's see. Identification with true being. Oh no, I'm on the wrong spreadsheet. The joy. No, that's the cultivating well-being. Nope. Okay, here we go. Okay, the stream was on 4/9/21. The name of the video should be opening out to kind awareness. Report from 4 psychedelic journeys. That should be the name of the meditation. So opening out to kind awareness. Anyone wants to find that on our second YouTube channel, youtube.com/deepmindfulness 2. Opening out to kind awareness. That is the video that has that guided meditation. That is the one. Interestingly, fun fact, if somebody wants to find that one, and then the one I did 2 streams later, 4:14. So that one was from 4:09, and it might have been posted like the next day, but that's the name, called The Richness of Sensation. This is the next one, was the one I was looking for that we didn't do today, that I was like, we got to do that one. It's about merging with our sort of cosmic, the forces of our cosmic nature. That was the stream we did shortly thereafter. Okay, folks, any other questions, comments, queries, curiosities, challenges, or life concerns? Anything else before we drift away into the ether? I got to remember that I have certain days when I got to get off by noon. I am supposed to take care of the puppy. Okay. Puppy is, coming soon. Got a few minutes left. Hit me, folks. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Friday, 2 days from now, fewer than 2 days from now. Thank you for your time, Just Andy. Just a few days from now, we are going to, it's Friday, so we're going to have full, brand new, ever created before meditation based on your requests. So Scott Nesbitt says, can you stay in awareness in daily life when dealing with difficult stuff? If so, how? Absolutely, 100%, 110%. In fact, that's what you want to do. And how do you do it? I know this is going to feel, for some people, this will feel unsatisfying, but do it right now. Open up to kind awareness right now. This is actually the fastest route to do it, is just do it right now. Notice, you can notice kind awareness if you can, if you have enough skill and practice, and then do a simple thing. Okay, I'm going to look at this object and attend to kind awareness. One of the things that can be a good trick is, like, for instance, I'm looking at this object, and what I notice is that my mind shrinks down to the size of the object and then zooms back out, and there's sort of a push and pull both ways. Let kind awareness soak through the object, because awareness doesn't care about edges. It'll just go right through. So let awareness actually penetrate the object. And now I'm looking at this bell like as though it were sort of like focused kind awareness. It is sort of an object that feels like it's constructed out of kind awareness in this very weird way. So this is, let's see, autofocus, how good are you? As I look at it, it's sort of like, it's as though it's part object and part actually this sort of experience of kind awareness. I think it's going to prioritize my face. Yep. So we're sort of compounding and pressing kind awareness into the object. So yes, it is 100% possible, and you're just training yourself over and over again and again to guide yourself into kind awareness. Just Andy says, no real concerns. I'm curious about Nirodha, samapatti, and reaching that level. So I just trying different practices. Yeah, so you're describing cessation and the path to cessation, and I think that that's a perfectly valid path. The one thing I want to point out is that different traditions have different relationships with what we would call cessation. And let's see here. I want to make sure I have that. Okay. So, some traditions are based more in merging than they are in the sort of temporal cessation. So this is something I didn't talk about in today's meditation, but this is an insight that sort of hit me as we were doing this, is that this, not this practice, what you're looking for is a kind of, like the Buddha talked about, a stream of oil that is continuous. It's just like a perfect line that's continuous, a stream. And so what happens is that the mind is connected in this stream, and there's, let's say you're attending to the sensations of the breath or the body. So it's as though you're just continuously with the body, and distractions pull you out and then pull you back, and you're continuously with the body, and there's these sort of like expansions and contractions within the stream, like more body sensation, less body sensation, this body sensation, that, but the concentration is really continuous. So it's temporally, time-based, continuous meditation. And so if it's a very time-based meditation, the experience of cessation can be very time-based. Time shuts off. Empty, nothing, right? You can also do this, and this just tends to be the way I'm wired. It can also be a spatial practice, which is what we're doing. We're starting to observe the body, yes, temporally continuously, but also spatially continuously. So now it's a spatially continuous experience. And so the experience of emptiness would be a sort of doorway into the Nirodha or cessation experience. So people can experience the world as present and palpable and there, and also empty at the same time. And that emptiness can actually be the same material, just experience. What I think, this is sort of where I'm leaning towards, I think would be like a spatial emptiness is like a temporal cessation experience. And you can experience emptiness right now, and you can experience the temporal time, ending right now, because you notice it gone. Like anything that disappears, notice that disappearance. That is a way to get a temporal, cessation experience. The hand is here. I want you to observe this. The hand is here, right? And it'll move and it'll be gone. I want you to notice how it is present. There's a sense of it being present, and there's a sense of it sort of going. That is a mini, cessation. It is, but it's the same sensation. It's the same experience. And then if you can notice the hand being here, and then notice it being empty. That's harder on the screen because my mind's doing this whole loop of what you're seeing and I'm seeing. So I can look at my own hand and notice it being not just solid hand, but actually let awareness pass right through it and let the objectiness of it break down. That's more of a spatial emptiness. So hopefully that helps. Doesn't confuse even more. Folks, what a great time. So much fun to be here with you, as always. All right, let's hit this outro music. We'll be back here in fewer than 48 hours, as per usual. So right now, in this particular moment, listen to these jams. It's funny because you guys can hear the music and I cannot, but listen to that groovy tunage and let all sensations merge. All sensations spatially. Let everything be one big messy pile. Thank you, Andy. Grateful for you to be here. Thank you, everyone. One big messy pile of all sensation. And within that, notice the body sensation. Let the body sensation be everywhere. Let them be in all places. And let that be how we can learn to bring this practice in every aspect of our life. So folks, as always, practice well, take care of each other, have fun, and we'll see you all very, very soon.